wrong, and that's because Hashem was being crafty by just calling with the aces before the flop. He doesn't think he has aces. Asadorian worried about two pairs, 7s and 8s. You can see the contemplation there by Asadorian, really trying to think through the hand and what Hashem could have here to make a play the way he has so far.
Eric with a big decision to make here.
Well, if he plays here, he's pretty much going to have to decide to play for it all, and he doesn't.
He folds. So Joe Hashem, with some action there, takes a very nice pot.
But kudos to Asadorian, getting away from top pair.
So Joe Hashem extends his lead, and the APPT Tournament of Champions continues. Welcome back to Star City in the Asia Pacific Poker Tour Tournament of Champions. 7 players remain. Blinds are now 1,000, 2,000. Action on Scotty the Prince, and he folds.
Scotty not getting too many good hands so far.
And Eric Asadorian folds.
I want. Jay keeps calling is a problem. Jay keeps calling.
Everyone always has to be wary of Joe Hashem in any hand.
Picks up 7-8 offsuit.
Joe does have a pretty good stack of chips here.
And makes a small raise.
Looks like he wants to get aggressive.
Over to Grant Levy. He folds. Over to Greg Raymer, the fossil man, with ace-5 offsuit.
Well, he's in the big blind, already has chips invested. Does have an ace.
And he makes the call.
So we'll have 2 players to the flop, 2 world champions. You see Greg Raymer going back into hiding, putting the glasses back on.
And the flop is a 3-deuce-deuce flop.
Okay, well, this flop gives Raymer the best hand. He's got ace-high still. He also has a straight draw. For Joe Hashem, nothing. Completely missed this board. Still has just 8-7.
9,000.
And he announces 9,000.
Well, since Joe Hashem was the raiser before the flop, he was the aggressor. He's going to keep betting. After Raymer checked to him, he decided, okay, let me steal this pot.
And Raymer makes the call.
Well, Raymer's just not going to let it happen. He wants to call and at least see what Joe Hashem's going to do on the turn before deciding.
And we go to the turn. It is a queen of diamonds. Will Joe Hashem fire another barrel?
Well, still no pair for Joe Hashem. Ace-5 for Raymer, still the best hand.
Greg checks and allows Joe to bet.
Well, this is an interesting situation here. Whether Joe Hashem decides to bluff again.
He makes it 19,000 this time.
This is a very, very good read of the situation. Hashem must realize that Raymer doesn't have that strong hand. He just has ace-5, and he's trying to steal this pot away from Raymer with a bet.
Good hand.
It's going to work.
And Greg Raymer folds, and Joe Hashem takes down a nice little pot
I want
there.
you guys change the line, dealer, table, everything, man. You change the lights?
Scotty needs some things to happen for him.
You're the favorite on this table. Come on. That's why. That's why I say, baby. I want to raise it, but I don't want people.
Well, don't worry about Scotty Wynn. He knows what he's doing.
Eric is always having a great time at the table, while Joe Hashem stacks his newfound chips and continues to build his chip lead.
Still anybody's ball game. This event far from over. Lots of play left. You see 10-jack offsuit there for Brett Parise.
And he folds.
Is you ever going to fight him again?
Working on it.
Seriously.
Hashem noticing.
One thing, see that you really top it on. I didn't.
Well, Asadorian probably would have played that, as many other players, but Brett Parise choosing to play conservative early on.
And the action folds around to Scotty, who picks up King-8 of hearts.
Oh, that's going to look like gold to Scotty. He hasn't picked up much so far. He's going to just call here from the small blind.
Eric Asadorian with King-Jack offsuit.
Easy, baby.
He's got Scotty dominated and raised a little bit more.
Baby.
And Scotty quickly calls.
So Scotty Wynn will have to act first after the flop.
And the flop is 8, 9, 10, 2 spades.
Scotty flops the best hand with a pair of 8s, but Asadorian, with that King-Jack, he's got an open-ended straight draw. Could catch a queen or a 7.
Both players check. We go to the turn. It is a 7 of hearts.
Well, that's an interesting card because, of course, Asadorian has just made his straight, but Scotty picked up a flush draw to go along with his pair of 8s.
I bet. We need the jack, all right, baby? You need the jack, yeah? I bet 6,000, Scotty.
Scotty checks it to Eric, and Eric bets 6,000. And Scotty quickly calls.
Jack, baby.
The river, a 6 of clubs, a straight on the board.
Well, straight on the board, as you can see, the checkmark Asadorian cannot lose his pot unless he folds. He has the jack-high straight.
Scotty fires in 8,000.
Well, he's doing what's called a semi-bluff right here. He obviously is playing the board,
Blocking that, Scotty?
but Asadorian
Scotty, don't bluff, baby.
has that jack. Scotty, don't bluff, baby.
See, when I call you all the turn, you know you're done.
You know, baby, Scotty, don't bluff, baby. Yes,
I
you
got
do.
a jack for you, baby. So this is where you have king, queen. You can make nut.
All right, then I definitely raise.
Go ahead, baby.
Uh-oh.
24.
Eric makes it 24,000.
It's Scotty.
Scotty folds.
Show me king, queen, baby.
Oh, he had the jack, Scotty.
I call it jack of heart.
I'll never bluff.
Somehow I don't buy
All
that.
right, boy. No more messing around. I'm stuck.
As Eric pads his stack with some of Scotty's chips, let's take a look at the current chip count. The players are continuing to chase chip leader Joe Hasham, while Scotty Wynn is our short stack with only 70,000 in chips. And the action is on Greg Raymer, who will let his hand go over to Scotty Wynn. He folds and
King or queen of spades.
King, queen of spades.
Well, it looks like Scotty trying to claim that he folded king, queen of spades.
they show Queen 7 off suit.
You look at me like, damn.
Scotty having some fun despite not getting any cards to really play with.
And action is now on Eric Asadorian with ace-9 of hearts. And he will raise. He makes it 5,500.
He's going to raise from the dealer position. Best seat in the house.
Joe Hasham in the big blind with ace-7 offsuit. And he will make the call.
Definitely going to defend his blind with an ace here against a button raise from Asadorian.
The flop, an ace, jack, 4 flop.
Well, this flop gives both players a pair of aces, but Asadorian in command with the 9 kicker to Hasham's 7 kicker.
He's a 79% favorite in this hand. Joe checks. Action on Eric now, and he checks.
Well, both players deciding to slow play their hand.
The turn to 2 of hearts.
Expect some fireworks now with both players having the ace.
And Joe Hasham checks again.
Continuing to play possum here.
And Eric fires 5,000 into the pot.
Well, Asadorian finally says, okay, we got a bet now. Will Joe raise? That's the question. No, he decides to just call.
Flush draw, Joe.
So Asadorian putting Joe on a flush draw. There's no flush draw on board.
So we go to the river. It is a 7 of spades.
You see the check mark there? Hasham just hit his card. He made aces and 7s on the river to outdraw Asadorian.
And Joe bets 10,000.
Well, Asadorian has to ask himself, what is this bet all about now? What has Joe got here to make a bet after just calling me on the turn?
24.
Ooh.
And Eric Asadorian raises the master to 24,000.
Joe Hasham quickly calls and is going to show the best hand. Can't say I like that play from Asadorian. I don't know why he would raise there. He did have an ace, but Joe's not going to call him if he can't beat ace-9. Come on. The master schooling the student there.
Nice river. I mean, you had me crushed.
Sydney, Melbourne.
There's 2 of us on the table, don't forget.
Yeah, you're outnumbered.
Chances are we're going to win.
It's true.
Sydney versus
Combined Sydney power.
You boy, just stay away from me. We get along just fine.
Yeah, we're going to be just fine. Tell him, Scotty. Baby, come on.
With 2 champions already out the door,
All right, good luck, guys.
we're down to 7 players, including all 4 APPT champions.
We're going to win.
But one man has been in command.
I invented that while she was still in diapers, that bet.
Joe Hasham.
Nice river.
Can he take down this title?
Here we go, baby.
For Aaron McNaughton, Daniel Negreanu, I'm Paul Curry. See you next time on the APPT.